All right, anybody got the agendas? Here's a copy of the agendas. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joyce, what was wrong with the microphones?
Space.
They replaced the entire mixer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just blew.
We got turntable?
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Potts?
Here.
Mrs. Passier? Here. Mr. Ranieri?
Here.
Mr. Lavency?
Here.
Mr. Farrell?
Here.
Mrs. Kelly? Here. Mr. Root?
Here.
Mr. Wood?
Here.
Mr. Basor?
Here.
And Mr. Wright?
Here.
Did you change the font on your,
No, I didn't, but it came out with a different font. I have no idea why. I'll visit that at another time.
no problem.
Nice.
Okay, a little hard to read. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Clerk's office on January 5th, 2016, and two, emailed to the Retrospect and Courier Post on January 5th, 2016. Obviously, this is a caucus meeting, so we have just a general discussion on items. We'll start off with the new business, discussion of hiring a part-time EMT and Class 1 special officer. Chief, you just wanted to tell us something about that? I think most of us got an email, or did just the committee?
Chris Van Auken?
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We'd like to hire one gentleman named Christopher Van Auken, lives at 44 Plaza Place, Runnemede, New Jersey. He's been a resident of Runnemede for about his whole life, I like to say. Young man, he goes to Washington County College, and I think he'd be a great addition. Sergeant Sanopolsky, he completed his background check. What we need to do, we need him appointed tonight. He starts Police Academy February 2nd. He's already been equipped. He's had his physical, he's had his psychological test, so he's ready to go. As I said, we just need to appoint him tonight. He has to be appointed tonight, so when he goes to the academy, he needs something in his hand that's saying he's appointed.
Can you just let everybody know the cost of sending him to the
It
academy, how long it
costs
takes?
$250,
Okay.
and Class 1 Academy goes for approximately 1 month.
And what time is it, all day long? Is it
No,
evening?
so it's about 4 hours a night, maybe 3 days a week. And basically, they just bring him along slowly. He'll be directing traffic, he'll be working, we're going to train him on bike patrol, we're going to train him on how to handle walking complaints. Hopefully, what we're trying to do is start training these young men and women slowly, and then bring them up, and then hopefully when the civil service test comes around, and we go to hire, he's ready to go, he's already trained.
Do you see these Class 1s possibly becoming Class 2s?
Absolutely. Christopher Van Auken is definitely a good kid. I can see him in a year from now doing pretty well. Depending on what he wants to do with his school, I can see him becoming a Class 2.
And
First off, he's intelligent. He has a 3.6 average and a grade point, so he's very.
are you implying that some police officers are?
No, I'm not saying.
I'm a C student with a guy
Like
by
my personality.
Hey, man, that 2.0 is hard to get in college.
Not officer.
I spent a lot of time since I've been in charge of specialists for 18 years, and I knew his background. Everybody said the same thing about the kid. He's a fantastic. I actually know his father and stepfather. He works well with others. He's always helping people out. He's good with seniors who have to shovel snow. He's just a real. I spent a lot of time with him yesterday because I did his uniforms and everything. He's just a great kid, athlete.
Describe the uniforms, what's that, we have a
It's
cost? How many uniforms?
Police Academy uniform
Just two.
is this plain blue.
Yeah, it's blue
Dickies.
khaki.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dickies, like a.
And we provide all that for
Yes,
him?
we carry on the academy.
I just want everybody to be aware, but there are some costs, I mean, it's not a high cost.
No, it's not.
Two shirts, two trousers, a tie, a parachute belt, pair of shoes, hinge cup, cupcakes, and the cost of the academy. So it's $250 for the class, and it's $260 for.
Oh, that's very reasonable.
Yeah, and he's gonna do a lot because he's gonna work with, well, I'm gonna teach him everything.
We've been talking about it getting a first
good
class
feeder,
for a
and he's a
couple of
resident.
years.
Okay.
He's a resident.
It's not beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so,
That's the tricky part, getting a resident.
Yeah. Is there a pay scale for Class 1s?
I think it's 90. It's different than two.
Okay, so that needs to be on the resolution. What resolution number would this be, Joyce?
We're doing it tonight?
They're asking for it to be tonight. There's no
I need that
objection.
first because I need to drop that off to the police academy to get into the front doors they want. February 1st to March 1st. It's Monday through Thursday.
I
February,
have
that's
no
first
idea.
one.
what goes in
Yeah,
there.
February 1 to March 1,
How would we do
6
it?
to 10, Monday through
Doesn't
Thursday.
matter.
Doesn't matter, just do it by,
But by title.
okay, don't worry about the resolution, okay. All right, so I think guys, there's any discussion on this other than what we just had? All right, we'll do it at the, once we go to acting business, we'll get it done.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, and then the part-time EMT, I think the fire chief just gave us another gentleman. He just-
Mr. Lapone, Anthony Lapone, he has been used from time to time to train the new EMTs that come on board, and he's really been an asset. So that's why Chief Averti said that he would suggest that we put him on as a part-time, and this way we wouldn't have to have him.
Why don't we act on both of these tonight then?
Yes,
Okay.
I totally agree.
What's his name, Alan?
And his
Anthony
name is
Lapone.
Anthony P. Lapone, Lepone. He will be working in the fire and the EMS departments, and his hourly wage is $12, and he will be an EMT part-time.
He's a retired sergeant from Borough.
Oh,
He was my academy partner.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
easy enough? All right, we'll do that, resolution at the end then. Okay, discussion of shared service agreement for payroll and deputy registrar for vital statistics services with Barrington for 2016. This is a yearly agreement that we've had for about, this will be our third year. Rich, do you want to just elaborate? No? Okay, so obviously everyone knows Christie's our part-time payroll clerk. She works full-time in Barrington. She does do some of the work in Barrington, so that's why we pay Barrington. They then compensate her whatever they compensate her. So we're paying Barrington for her services. She does come over here to do the payroll processing here, but she does some of the work over there. And then the deputy registrar of vital statistics, after retirement, we didn't have any of the personnel who wanted to do this in the front office. I think we should continue to try to get our front office to get this kind of abilities, but they don't want to do it at this point, so we do have the Barrington also, they'll do this for us again for another year. And what that means, right, Joyce, is if Joyce is on vacation, for some reason
That's
not
the only
here,
time she does it.
it's the only time is when she's not here, they would do it over there, and that's the death certificates, correct? Stuff like that. Okay, so that can wait till the caucus for council meeting? Yes. Discussion of ordinance relating, regulating fees and requirements for public to use the new field pass. Mr. Root, did you want to elaborate on that at all?
Well, what it is basically the ordinance that if we have people, because of the field house being funded by Camden County, we have to offer it to Camden County. So basically what we're doing is we took the same fees basically from Harry Williams Building and are just going to talk about it and get it passed that, if a team from another, not Runnemede, that is going to pay us for it, they have to put the proper insurance they need to have, the proper, paperwork and everything, and be all on the same page with how much it is to use it.
But if everyone read it, it was exempting all of the organizations that are sanctioned by us.
It's
The high school, the elementary,
just going to be people from out of town.
anybody out of town would pay a fee to use it, and same as everything else, right?
And who'll keep the schedule of the use?
Right now, it's, because it's really not that scary, it's everybody, it's me, basically. I'm keeping it, and
Because in the evenings mostly, and the
yeah,
weekends.
it's not like we got so many people that
It's
we're
an
going to
ordinance.
have multiple people in there at the same time.
So we have to open it up, but no one's knocking our door down.
Nobody's knocking down. We had a couple of people interested, but when I had a meeting, they didn't show up, so.
But it's, we have to keep it open, so if anybody wants to use it, and I don't think they were onerous fees, it was, if anybody wanted to rent it for
No,
$100.
I didn't tell them what the fees were before they
Something in there?
didn't come back, so.
So it's basically the same fees as the Harry Williams would pay.
No,
What's
it's
that?
different.
Fees for what?
Oh, it's different?
Everybody, you didn't give this to everybody?
We haven't passed the ordinance yet, but
It wasn't, no, it was just,
it's got a draft ordinance written up, I don't know if you saw it, you have to make sure Glenn gets a copy of it. It was very simple.
Everybody's exempt except St. Teresa's is $25 an hour, Runnemede-based nonprofit is $35 an hour, nonprofit group not based in Runnemede is $35 per hour, and everything else is the same, it'd be $300.
The amounts are different because you don't use it like the Harry Williams building.
Right.
But it was the
Because it's open,
people
it's
who got
county.
charged for the Harry Williams building were getting charged for the field house. That's what I meant, that same as Harry Williams building. And it's
So
just
they
the
don't pay
amount.
twice. They don't pay for the bill, in other words,
No. If they're gonna use them both?
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta pay
No,
twice.
he was just using it as a guideline.
oh, they do pay.
Yeah, you know, it's two different uses.
But remember, this is a building that might be used only for an hour. Somebody wants to go in
Different
and.
facilities, different
Yeah.
things can be done in different buildings. I mean, yeah, there's a cost there.
Yeah, well, it's heated.
Not yet.
It's getting there.
Soon. Very soon, hopefully.
There's a cost. Okay, so if everyone, I think Mike did email it to everyone about 2-3 weeks ago, correct?
I think I gave it to everybody.
Yeah, so review it again. And once again, we can always amend it at the beginning of the year, we can always look at it and stuff like that.
Sure.
Why is St. Teresa's less than the RY and RGS?
They're more,
They're not.
More, $10 more.
they're $25.
RY and RJ are free.
The RY is free.
And St. Teresa pays a small fee,
Oh, RY and RGS.
because they're supported by us, and St. Teresa's is, you know,
On its own.
on its own, yeah. Okay, so discussion of cap or COLA ordinance. Rich, did you want to just expand on that briefly?
Yeah, this is a authorization that allows the municipality to basically cap, either budget or cap their, every year there's a cost of living index. This year, the percentage increase is 0, so the factor for budgets is 0.
Oh.
You're allowed to go up to 3.5% by law to increase your budget per chapter, the 1977 cap law. So basically, if council passes this ordinance that allows the budget to increase by 3%, it's not like, and that doesn't mean the levy, this is the budget portion. It
The
doesn't
spending side, not the revenue side.
It doesn't mean that we're going to increase the budget by 3%, but if you don't pass this ordinance, you're not allowed to increase your budget by 3%. So, or 3.
And you recommend that?
I went to a seminar on Friday, the instructor recommended that everyone always pass this because it gives you flexibility.
Yeah, better to have than have.
And you have
And this is the spending side, not the revenue
Before
side.
you adopt the budget, so.
Okay.
It's like an equity loan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ability, yep. Discussion of 2006 bond ordinance. This is the big part of the discussion for this evening. I've talked to some members, you know, Mr. Wright is starting to look at our budget. We basically have, and some of the members of the audience, we have about $500,000 that we can spend this year on capital improvements that will not negatively impact our tax rate. So basically, we're amount of money we pay down, we borrow to keep everything even so we don't raise taxes. So it's $500,000 we have to spend. So obviously, each department has needs. Yes? You'll take it on?
Outside of anything that's scheduled right now.
Well, no, well, something that's already been started is already, like the buildings, and that money for demolition was last year's bond.
Right.
So this year's bond, for example, would be to finish the parking lot. So if we were to put these in any kind of order, you know, obviously in the engineering department side, you know, we've talked about DOT money, and we've talked about finishing the parking lot as the number 1 and number 2 projects. And I think the finishing the building was gonna, the parking lot is gonna be around $175,000 or something like that.
Can I interject?
Yes,
Is there any way we can incorporate, once those buildings come down, the front of the boroughs will look atrocious, isn't it?
the side will look bad.
Yeah, the side, which is now the front, will be the front.
Yeah.
Is there any temporary measure before the entire indoor process? is
Well, I think Mr. Bach's company has been looking at not only the parking lot, how we're gonna have ADA accessibility from the side, moving the door, how the front security issues are gonna be handled for people paying their taxes, having ADA accessibility up top. But I think it's almost like a 5-step process to do that. So I think step 1 would be demo, step 2 is the parking lot.
Read the face.
And reset the brick, so we have ADA access to what would be the future.
So you see that immediately, is to redo that. So
And then how about the
You have to.
facade of the side of the building?
That's.
that'd be the next stage.
But that's not tied in with the inside.
Well, but I think we're thinking about it.
It's tied in with
It'll
the
wait longer.
Well, the point though is if we're thinking we're gonna move that door, when they're designing that front counter, they're thinking where that door's gonna be.
It's still up for discussion.
Yeah, I don't think, you've got some preliminary drawings, I haven't seen them.
You think it'll be done this year, John?
I don't know. I don't know.
What
I think the parking lot will be done.
The parking lot, are you saying
Compliant thing.
the side door?
Yes,
We'll have
side-
more,
side
but I don't know
door will
that it'll be
be
done.
a companion project with the parking lot.
You think that's part of it
Yes,
then?
because it's gonna come, you're gonna come in, and it's also gonna include the bricks. And instead of going halfway down, we're going all the way down to make sure that, you know.
Okay, so if we
lighting
can
is
all-
half the
so-
bricks, so.
Does that 175 number incorporate the parking lot and the side door? Little light.
Let Mark go.
We didn't incorporate the cost of the door, because we're not quite sure what is going to happen with the.
Okay, well, when you go to your engineering report, we can talk more about it, but originally, I think the number was 175, but this is what we're here to talk about. So if it is a little bit more, and we all feel that the door needs to be done, we might have to raise that number. The-
Yes or no?
Are we doing that right away?
This year?
I think that the consensus that the engineering committee must have talked about, I'm sorry, I wasn't part of it, was that if the parking lot, the building comes down, the parking lot stops, and it gets started, you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna walk in the building. I guess the elevation, is that what you guys are talking
Mayor,
about?
if I can interrupt you
Getting
for a
those
second.
elevations?
It's a companion project. When you're looking at the engineering committee's recommendations, it's on the list in the engineering report. The parking lot is like 1A. 1B, the companion project, is the door to the hall.
So it was in there, I think I read it, I guess I missed it,
My,
but we'll go over it.
the engineering cost, that, the cost of the door is not a line item, but if you have it in a budget somewhere, is that correct?
He didn't carve out the door, he made the doors part of the interior. That's what I know. You will try to grab the front door as part of the parking lot?
I'm lost for you. The parking lot is 1A.
Okay.
The office door, the
Counter.
furniture, that's 1B, and it's a separate fund.
And how,
It's not part of it.
It's out of your 500, it's another.
oh, okay. Well, let them continue.
That's part of.
All right, so we got the parking lot. The other thing we've already made commitment on is $40,000 for in the fire department, a truck for them, to
Yeah.
replace the truck. I'm under the impression that's already been ordered because funding's already been allocated from previous. So that's on order, correct? Am I wrong on that? Fire truck's part of this? Pending approval. So we just have to pass a bond ordinance for this $500,000, and that truck can be delivered. So 4175 gets us to what, 215? And then,
What's 250?
we're going through the money, we're spending money real quick. The reason I want to bring this up and have everybody, I want to have a written plan, because my logic here is that what we've done in the past is it's kind of a hodgepodge, right? We're
Well,
plugging
let's do
holes.
this and let's do that.
Yeah, so if at the beginning of the year, if Mike says, well, I need this much money, if Harry says, I need this much money, if Paul says this, if Freddie says that, you know, if there's different things, if we start at the beginning of the year and we know we only have $500,000, it's going to rein us in a little bit and make us make these choices. And then we know what's going to happen for the year. Now, the argument might be is, what do you do in June if something happens? Well, let's be clear. We all have the right to borrow more money or move money around if we have to for some case. But the idea is to not sit here and change during the year. You know, if Bob expects us to do Washington and Oakland and finish the parking lot, right, that should be 95% of what we're doing.
I thought Washington and Oakland was last year.
The last block of each road.
Mayor, can I
Yeah.
put a CFO spin on that?
Yes.
This is kind of implied that we didn't have a plan last year. I think what we're saying is that if it's not in the capital plan this year, it's not happening until next year. Is that what we're trying to say here?
That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah, okay, we had a plan last year.
We had a plan, but
Like,
things
and I sat
always
down
evolve.
for the building, you know, all the stuff was planned out, and then
Yes.
the budget, but then things happened during the year, we had to reallocate. So I think what we're saying is everybody put your,
This
you know,
is.
needs on the table now.
I'm trying to avoid reallocating in the middle of the year. Does everybody agree with that logic?
Yep,
Yes,
have a plan and try to stick with it.
Try.
that's reasonable.
So we had fire vehicle, parking lot, and then we agreed that we're gonna replace these chairs in here.
Yes.
So we had these chairs, and I think
We're
the
agreed, that's not-
number was pretty high, it was like 20 grand, wasn't it, or something like that? Or-
Oh, that's ridiculous.
$20 a chair, I think.
Yeah, It's a lot of money because they have the lock and all that other stuff.
12,000.
I think it's closer to 20.
100 chairs, how many do we get?
Make sure they stack.
Why don't we say 20?
Okay.
John, make sure they stack.
You wanted the thicker cushion, that's
Well, I think if we buy a decent chair, they might be here for the next 25,
right. I agree.
30 years.
Easy.
Easy.
Make sure they stack, because
They will need to stack, they will need the
They're
level.
always full on court night.
You know. So now I'm going to ask the Public Works Director to come up and give us a quick little brief understanding of what he wants.
That
Did this.
Harry, nice work. You don't want any money, man? What's left? What's left? What's left?
This is your first caucus meeting, please come to the microphone.
Sir.
Just let us know what, Harry's now, just let everyone know, I think Harry's on week 5 or 6?
Oh, no, we're on 6 going into 7.
6 going into 7, I apologize.
Thanks for staying.
Who's Harry? Harry's our Public Works Superintendent.
That's
pretty
We have been doing a lot.
All right, so tell us a little bit briefly, because we know that that department is important, so what have you noticed in your 7 weeks?
There's been a lot of evaluation with the infrastructure. It's been the key thing, looking at our sanitary sewer system and our stormwater system. From there, also the fleet of public works, and prepare us and be better with the, in any condition like the storm we just passed. Okay, as you know, we had 9 pieces of equipment out for this storm. We've had a few breakdowns with it. We still have 1 vehicle down out of service from the storm. We are doing a lot of patching today and tomorrow with the vehicles. Nothing major. Everything is basic O&E stuff at this time. But the fleet is old, and there's some items that need to be changed. Trying to get our best bang for a dollar. Not getting a piece of equipment that's just going to sit, trying to find equipment that's multitasking so we can use it throughout the year for multiple stuff. One thing we looked at is a hook lift truck, which is like a switch and go. You can have a dumpster body on the back, a flatbed on it, you can hook up the frying machine to it, you can have a leafer on the back of it, because that was one of the items that we needed to talk about was a leafer. With that, the leafer that was purchased last year has been repaired for $480. For the rings, there was something wrong with the computer and something with the rings, and that was taken care of. Wasn't covered under my warranty, but it was an easy fix. But it was out of service for the last month of the leasing. So we borrowed one through GT. The oldest one that we had has been working the best, and we pass it and we keep working with that. We do have a leafer that is still there, 20-yarder, but the engine is no good. It's shot. Okay. First price I got on it was about $8,500, but I'm waiting for a secondary quote to come in now. Happened to be that Belmar was buying an engine through Belmar Truck, and the deal fell through because they got funding for another engine somehow, and there's a engine sitting there, the guy's trying to unload it because he don't want to be stuck with it, so I'm trying to get the best dollar price for it.
A new engine?
It's actually a rebuilt engine, guaranteed, so it has a warranty on it a little bit, and once you rebuild them, they're diesels, you can get back to So, possibly. So, we don't do it, but we gotta do it by law, so we'll go from there. We are doing facility maintenance upgrades, a lot of facility upgrades at Public Works itself. But some of the bigger stuff is our sanitary system, the lift stations, as you know. We've got a couple of big expenses coming in right now on one of the stations for pump and electrical upgrade.
Which one?
At Orchard.
But they'll be financed through the sewer
part.
fees. And
So that would be.
so this won't come out of that money, any of the sewer stuff.
Okay. That, Mr. Wright will be directing me on which fund that will go through. But I'm just giving you an overview of a lot of this stuff. We're trying to match what we can take from equipment line with sewer too, so.
Do you want to at least let everybody know what you did down at Public Works Garage, just in a short period of time, to make that building more functional?
I'll weigh about 5 dumpsters worth of garbage. Straightened up the yard, removed a lot of stuff that was around the yard and so forth. Purchased new chairs for the guys. We have 1 new table already in there. A new vacuum that actually works, and you can see rug.
Heater?
Heater was just recently installed. With
Generator?
that, the generator, we have a generator now, which Public Works did not have. So last week we went into storm mode and purchased a generator to.
That was something we never even thought about in the past, that what happens if electricity goes out? The
Right.
Public Works Department, right, didn't have electricity. I don't think anybody even thought about that for What year were we incorporated, 26?
So, time out. We used to have 100 KW.
Okay, you would always
Maybe
remind me
fire
of that.
department, so
You
it's-
couldn't plug in, couldn't plug in, but, you know.
But with that, with some creative dancing and paperwork, the generator that was purchased, the transfer switch, some of the work down there will actually go under FEMA, so hopefully we can get reimbursement through that because it was emergency preparedness, because we have to have power for being in a facility. So we can throw that under that part, which is already delegated on the paperwork itself.
It wasn't a big generator, this was a small
No,
generator,
it's
small
$8,000,
heater.
just enough to keep the heater fan going now, on the 2 units that we have, lights going, and be able to do what we just basically need for sheltering there a little bit. We don't have anything major there to draw power and stuff, but we just don't take out here or anything like that. So it's a base stage just to get by.
And the brine machine, the portable.
Brine machine, we brought a secondary brine machine. It's a 300 gallon, goes in the back of any of the small pickup trucks, 350s, 250s. With that, it's a backup to the bigger unit that we have. So if something happens to that, we still have a unit, but also it gets into the smaller spaces a lot easier. The dead ends, the cul-de-sacs, and we have it for that as a backup. So a lot of it, if you start hearing me, is redundancy, where we have the backup and so forth on the items. So a lot of that's been going into implementation. In 2 weeks, we had one of the trucks needed welding done. We fixed the truck, had sent it out, been welded. It was a safety issue. We had grapple arm for the backhoe that was welded onto the backhoe. Now that's been there for a year and a half. Now that's a piece that we're using, and it's being used quite often, weekly.
It's been down for a year now?
No, they bought it but never installed it. So, a couple of phone calls and we got it taken care of. Simple. Let's see what else we've been working on. There's just so much, it's brain.
Well, the only thing like what we're talking about tonight though is obviously we're down to $265,000, and I know you would like it all. But I'm assuming Parks and Rec wants to have a few more projects to do. I know we talked about things in the building, but I think your department, I think the police is in pretty good shape this year, right? Fire and police are in good shape. I let him come up first so he could get the money before you.
We're putting something together now for patrol.
You put, oh, okay, that's correct, I apologize.
Highlighted,
That
and I think
project
that's,
is insignificant.
I think that's
so
one.
It's not a significant amount of money.
Did you hear what I said? I said the morale of the men must be up there, and I think that's wonderful, and I commend you for that.
Yes. Great team effort. We're working all together and we're getting things taken care of.
Great,
So
wonderful.
with that, but I mean, we're putting together a good capital with funds that will become available of the trucks and so forth, like the F-450 that's not four-wheel drive, that we can't use during the storms, we constantly get stuck. Maybe doing some revamping to the big 800 truck, so we get some more life out of that. We have 2 backhoes, but one's redlined. That's a key unit for us, wheel loader, front end loader for like, as we just had in the storms, that move the heavy piles of snow. So we don't have a small bucket backhoe, and it takes 3 times as long to move things. So it's one of those things, we're trying to make it as a priority. It's not something you need every day, but as in the fire department and so forth, it's something we need to have readily available. Because when the storm happened, all the other municipalities we tried doing shared services with, they're using all their equipment, so we can't pull from there at the time. So we're doing a great evaluation of what we actually need to be practical.
Are you establishing like a 3-year plan?
We will have, how many years would you like? We can go out to 25 years if you want.
Well, I think,
I'd like to see how long you
you
looks
know,
at
I think
25
a
years.
3-year plan will kind of give you an idea.
We'll
of
definitely have a 5-year plan.
Yeah, he's already working on
Yeah.
it.
5-year plan.
You'll definitely have a minimum of 5-year plan.
Okay.
Because it's easy with the
That's
larger
good.
equipment and so forth, being replaced in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you can see it, so it's not all coming to a close
Sure,
at one time.
absolutely.
So
And
then
this
also
way,
you
you
can
know, we
plan-
can plan ahead.
You can plan ahead with other big projects or needs that are coming along with the borough.
Right.
And I think one of the things Rich has been talking about is, since we can almost plan out our debt service, we can almost see what our future capital will be available in the upcoming year, so.
Well, Mayor, we never had that ability before, really.
Well, we're there, we're getting there.
I know, and I thank you for that. You know, you're thinking ahead, and that's what we need. We have to look ahead.
All right, so you know how much money's left, and we still have a lot more people, but I know you're gonna battle for it, so you got Rich on your side, so I know you're in good shape.
Let me read all.
And-
If we're spending all the money today,
We're not spending all day, but if we're gonna, when we do this bond ordinance, when are we gonna do the bond ordinance?
Likely the February meeting,
So-
the latest, the March call.
So February meeting,
Because we discussed the extra step possibly being left in the ground on the side when the buildings come down and the blacktop and safety issues in the front, the door, maybe we should put $25,000 to do the front cosmetic doors,
Okay.
windows, et cetera.
well, I think we can put in as what, buildings and grounds, or how we can actually
Well, the
do the bond ordinance.
We have an ADA security project that's the front office. That's the 1B that goes along with this. That's already covered.
Oh, that was
Well,
from next year.
Unless I was
It's
in a
kinda
different,
like-
unless I was in a
it's
different,
not like a
you weren't
house
there,
where you do
Steve.
this part,
You know,
We weren't there.
Steve was at the meeting, not Mark. I understand now why we're confused here, but,
Two different meetings.
there's an A and a B side of that project. It ties together because obviously, if you didn't do the doors, it's defeating part of the purpose of the lot of the ADA compliance, so. And we also have the number one priority, and it's been outstanding longest, is the security issue up at the front. And we're not gonna do it twice, because when it happens, the project has the counter moving forward. So we want the front section, the only thing we're touching right now is the front section, so that everything is lined up, so it only has to be moved once. So
Now, with the security we talked about, we've talked before about cameras, right, chief? We've talked.
That's correct.
We're
We're
gonna-
doing that.
We consider, is that all part of it also?
That actually is on the table, and it's something I'm gonna touch on. We've been having conversations over the past couple weeks with the local board of education, and there's two areas. One of them is IT, that I've been working with Administrator Karen on, and the other one is actually force multiplier when it comes to storms and things of that nature. Because they have two plows, they have the mini loader and things of that nature. We talked at least 3 times over the weekend. towards
What's
the
it got
end
to
of
do
the
with the
weekend.
cameras? We just talked about that.
Because interlocals with the school district includes, they have an IT.
They do all that.
They have,
They do the
they're,
cameras.
they're offering IT services that he's gonna talk to their board and I'm bringing it to you. He asked about security cameras.
Sidetracked here.
It's related because A, it's talked about plow and force multiplier, and B, he just asked about security cameras.
Yeah. They all tie together though, and that's a problem with
Security
everything.
cameras aren't a police issue. I mean, they're.
But I think the
safety,
chief took
but
some
they're-
time to go get that information.
Correct,
Looking at,
but-
you talk about buildings and grounds, the cameras were all part of it.
Correct, but if we can interlocal with the school district to do the work, we're taking the profit motive out of it, and we can get more cameras and
Okay.
less money, so.
Well, you're gonna think about what we need down there,
Yes.
and by the next meeting. you know,
So
we'll go from
our
there.
February meeting, we're gonna introduce for first reading a bond ordinance. Correct?
That's not what I said.
You said February.
I said February, and the February caucus for the March meeting, so in the month of February, we will pass an ordinance.
Not on Tuesday, it's supposed to
Right.
Not that February.
be. Yeah, the February.
The end of February.
Caucus.
Okay, so February caucus.
1 month.
All right, 1 month from today. Okay, anything else?
Not this time, unless you have something else.
All right.
Just one thing with Public Works, the way it's worked in the past, someone as previous councilwoman was trying to run the whole thing. If you have communication with Harry through the phone or voicemail or email, let's have a paper trail or some kind of trail or something, not just if it's a phone call to him, I guess that's fine.
You prefer text or email? You think
Yeah,
that's the
just so
way?
we have a trail that, in case the residents come to us and say, well, this was, no, we communicated this.
I agree.
We gave it to Harry, and,
It's been our practice, or at least my practice, if a resident has a complaint, I don't go to you, Harry, I go to the director.
But we don't want to do that.
Right.
no,
We don't want to do that, because he's the one who's going to get it done.
he's the one.
So you don't want to get those
I
calls?
don't need to be in that, because I'm not like it was before.
Yeah. I mean, I think that,
We were told before it had to go through.
well, we're not
No,
doing that.
that's because,
Yeah. No, I think Harry is more than
the
likely.
director. Right,
Yeah.
you're right.
He's going to allocate the resources. All we're doing, like, for example, I had someone complain about something. I don't tell him what to do. I just said, I got a complaint. I was just the channel
Yeah.
to him.
Okay.
I didn't have to
Because
go
it did
through.
come up, and I did call.
Yeah.
And
I don't think
then-
we need another gatekeeper is what I think
Okay.
that Craig's saying. There's no reason for him to be a gatekeeper,
Okay, fine.
you know, because
I
we're
didn't
only
know
passing
that
stuff
the
along.
policy had changed.
Well, I think that's great you brought it up,
Yeah, and preferably by email, then we have a trail.
especially if you have redundant requests.
And not, if you call me, and then I call Harry, and then, well, I'm not sure if Craig called Harry or not, when you called Harry.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I thought the policy changed 2 Novembers ago when we said everything was
Yes.
going through the email account.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did that a
Well,
while back, but it was never followed.
I'm finding out that someone in the past was trying to do more. Anyway.
I think the redundant stuff, you'll notice if you get the same complaint on the same property. Now, I don't know if you all realize this, people will call Craig, me, you, Patty, Harry, because they're just calling everybody. And I think if it gets filtered by one person, I think that's what and I think that's the bigger issue. And you're fine with that.
I think if somebody gets a phone call, we are able to pass it on.
Yeah, I don't like telling somebody if they call me,
I don't-
call Harry.
Yeah, I don't.
I will
like to
never do that.
I don't like to do that.
I'll say, I will pass the information.
And that's what
If you
and
guys
that's what I
get
do,
stuff,
and then
just
I'll
send it
call,
to Harry.
Yeah.
so.
Like,
Do you
Fine.
want to be copied on anything?
Yeah, you can
Yeah, absolutely should copy
That's
it,
okay.
or
Yeah.
I will call you and tell you.
Okay,
Okay, so we have that clear.
so you get to fight for your money. $250,000 left. We'll see.
Not a problem.
Paul? It is a game. We're gonna wrestle.
golden child.
Paul, do you want to just tell briefly about your One Capital program, just so everybody knows? I know you've talked about it before.
Great one.
No.
You're gonna get $10,000 now. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
We
And you are?
started putting a project together with redoing the control room. As I said, I tried it last year and we really didn't have a focus. What we're gonna do is, hopefully we're gonna put something together where we're going to get rid of the 3 desks in there. The floor, first and foremost, the floor has to be completely redone. Belmar, we already called Belmar over. Belmar needs to come in and pour a level. The floor has a 15-degree pitch. At one point, it's like 3 inches lower, they said in one section, because they just went right over the old concrete. We had to do the rewiring in there. I requested 3 companies already to come in and give us bids. Jen, Washington Electric, Don Washington, and SJ, the guy that did the RYA.
JP,
JP Kip.
Yes.
it's a local
We
guy.
got three people. Also, Jake Hart would need to come in to rewire our computer systems. And we've got a little bit of work to do. The big part is the counter. The counter, we designed it that it's going to be 48 inches high. So when people come in, there's going to be a wooden bench, they would sit down, the officer would sit behind the counter, the computers would be down below the top of the counter, and they would talk to them. The counter, I think it's going to be 12 feet long, so you can have 3 officers sitting at the counter at one time if they're doing
So
their
it
work.
separates anybody coming into the back station from
Yes.
the office.
Right now, people come in, they sit down in, hand-me-down chairs, we have, and, after 15 years, actually, we're gonna take some of them, because we're running low. After 15 years, things get beat up. Desks get beat up, and it's just starting to look poor. I know that you were already through it, the wiring is horrendous looking, it's hanging out. I think you could clean it up, make it look better, so when people do come in, right away, they see it, they're like, oh, this is a sharp place. Also, on to that. Thank you, Ian. Proud to be arrested by her. 2,000 people too. So,
2004.
2004, thank you, Bill. Also, incorporating that with, as I said, I'm looking to put together, is a swipe card. Police officers coming back, I want to know when they're coming in, when they're leaving, who's coming in, who's coming out. Because lately, we had some people break their key off in the door. It's just, it's old. Keys get old, going in, and it's a better tracking device.
You're saying a fob or a swipe?
Almost as a key fob, but it would be a card. Gloucester Township has it over there, and they do a great job with their management system. Because if and I hate to say this, but if we had, let's say, break-ins on one side of town,
and I go to the system, I say, well, where were you guys inside town? I go and say, well, you guys were in the station for an hour. And you know, can you tell me why you were in the station for an hour? Crazy. So I think it's a better management tool that we can have, you know.
Okay.
You know, as I said, we'll try.
Do you have any idea on cost at this point, or you have no idea on cost?
I have no idea, Mr. Mayor, I'm just spitballing, you know.
Well, you see, we're gonna get it done now at the February caucus.
But it's gonna take a while to get it done because, you know, Belmar has to come in, as I said, to save costs, we would bring Belmar in to pour the floor. Yeah, that would save us a lot of money.
And who would build the counter?
Well, we're trying to look at some